Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm Inko. I've been on the grind. I've been tired of not being a legend. I've been playing a little bit more lately, and I have gotten back to Diamond. The run I got to it with was incredible. Pendulum is probably the strongest card in the game. It's certainly one of them. And there are some incredible multicast items available in Vanessa. Pendulum's at its best between two multicast items, so it's getting multiple charges and multiple crit scales, and it just like brings them down to internal cooldown. It's absolutely insane between the right stuff. And if this run only had the Pendulum interaction, it would have been great. But it had so much powerful stuff going for it on top of Pendulum that by the time it hit Diamond Pendulum, this run was just absolutely insane. And this is one of the more toxic, messed up interactions I've gotten to have in a build in a while. And I say this as someone who posted the 10x damage double obsidian interaction recently. So like, Jesus, Pendulum might need a change. The current version's incredibly strong. And because I'm recording this a few days before patch day, it might well be nerfed by the time this video goes live. But if it is, consider this a record of why it's too strong and why it needs a change, because Pendulum is nuts. And this was a really fun run because of it. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to be starting off this run in post-commentary for a couple of days because I'm just doing a normal run, picking gold tier start, seeing not augmented weaponry, having my heart break a little, and I'm like, you know what? Skill start still good, fiery at gold, probably going 10 wins. And we immediately hit Andy here looking for either pop snappers or lighter. I pick up Silencer and Chum. Silencer is just generically very, very good. Chum is 0 cost and can generate money down the line. We roll because we really need one of those burn items to win on day one, and we get flat nothing. There's like some argument here to picking up maybe Vanessa's Amulet or Cannonball that I'm really heavily considering, but realistically, if I pick up either of those, I won't have the money to like, say, buy a cannon down the line. I need to buy something to burn before day one ends if I want to win my day one fight, so I just need to save that 2 gold to do something else down the line. And here I spend a little bit doing math, trying to figure out whether or not Piranha kills Viper before coming to the heartbreaking conclusion that no, Piranha's gonna die to Viper just barely unless I get very good crit RNG. I can't rely on that, and I have to go fight Kyber Drone instead. And this is still a slow and competent fight, so while we wait for Kyber Drone to die to the Sandstorm, because it's really not gonna be the Piranha barring crazy crit RNG, I'd like to remind you that if you want to, you can sub to the channel for more daily Bazaar content just like this, and if you hit the like button whenever you leave, it really will help the channel grow in the algorithm, and I really do appreciate it. Anyway, this is normally where I skip to the part where the Sandstorm kills the Kyber Drone, but thanks to crazy crit RNG, the Piranha actually kills it 20 seconds in. We totally could have killed the Viper. I wasn't expecting this, can't plan around this, wish I'd fought the Viper if I'd known this, but oh well. Wing is very good. What's not good is having no good targets for the Wing, because now it's the only piece of loot I can get that I can't sell. And here I'm at a really awkward spot, because if Colt sells specifically a burn item on the first page, it's good, but I can't afford to roll Colt, and there's a lot of non-burn items, so I have to take the gold and hope for a better next shop. Then our last shop is Ayla. And Ayla's probably not selling us burn items, it's pretty much just cannon, but hey, I've got a Silencer, there are items that can be good, and I spend a while looking at this being like, oh man, Double Barrel's obviously better than Katana, but it runs out of ammo without killing them, as Work It is obviously good if I go into a burn build down the line because it becomes a source of haste, but I can't use it at the same time as getting value out of a Silencer. What on earth do I do here? And I buy the Zorkid, and I buy the Katana. I don't like the Silencer Katana here, but I'm forced to think that like, if I don't use Katana, the Double Barrel's not gonna kill him. Maybe I should have bought nothing. Maybe I'm just wasting 2 gold here. Maybe the odds the Katana ever wins are too low. But I am of the opinion that winning day 1 is super important. Early wins means you don't have to win on day 15, and that's incredibly valuable. Anyway, if this guy just had duct tape, succulents, and 2 items, he might have still beat me, but he actually has a strong matchbox opening. Looking back at this, I'm not 100% sure what his enchanted item is. It's not obvious on the video on my end. I mean, I can see that he doesn't have a gold skill or 8 income, so he must have taken an enchanted item. It's not on his board. I guess he took like a golden rewards card or something like that. Maybe golden piggy bank, that's also pretty good. But unfortunately, just like any half-decent matchbox build blows me out. As you can see, I've literally dealt no damage to him thanks to the regen on hot stones. I'm not sure he really needed the regen on hot stones to mitigate all my damage, but it's enough to crush me. And now we have a useless Katana. It does make maybe our PvE fight a little bit easier tomorrow, but we have to find a burn item. Hitting 2 shops, rolling twice, and not seeing anything that burns on day 1 is just absolutely grief when I've given up all of my economy to have the ability to make burn items better. At least here we get Honing Steel on Kina. It's obviously not what we wanted. Darkwater Anglerfish is too slow. I have no source of slow to make it fast. So it's not like I can liquidate 7 gold to buy it anyway, but it's also just completely useless to me. It's just been a rough opening, but at least with Katana, Honing Steel, and Silencer, I have enough going on that I can probably kill most PvE encounters here.
Oh, hi.
Off of Pip, we're going to see that we can't roll without liquidating something. We're immediately given access to a good poison skill. Unfortunately, I don't want to settle for a good poison skill because I'm trying very hard to go burn and then add that to a weapon build and kill them outright. Realistically, looking back, I kind of wish I'd just taken a poison skill here. Probably the first one, maybe the second one, but instead I take arbitrage because I'm so tunneled on the idea of using weapons plus burn to kill my opponents. And that's because I basically have all of my good cards currently invested into weapons. Here I end up going for the random fight. I feel like there's not a lot going for me, that the shops offer to me aren't going to sell me burn, and that +1 income is not going to save the run. So I'm really desperately hoping that getting a fight here gives me access to something that's good enough to fix this. Getting the pickpocket here, the Covetous Thief rather, it has a couple of good hits, namely Shadowed Cloak, that's the huge one, but both the Grindstone and the pickpocketing are generally good. Pickpocketing is minimum 2 income because there's always 2 fights a day, and Grindstone's just a better scaler than what I currently have. I'd drop the Silencer for it, or rather misposition the Silencer for it once my board improves. And we do get the Grindstone, so we get a lot more damage out of this, but we're still playing just this kind of awful, slow scaling Katana build. And because the Shadowed Cloak is so incredibly good for us, even though I could beat Rogue Scrapper, I go for Covetous Thief here. This is not just for Shadowed Cloak, it's also because the bonus to experience I just got from that Mountain Pass means that I will level up without fighting Rogue Scrapper, and there is nothing Rogue Scrapper drops that makes this win day 2 consistently. If I get Shadowed Cloak, I probably win day 2 consistently. That's how strong it is. However, if I get any other thing from any of those monsters, I don't feel comfortable winning day 2 unless I get very, very good shop RNG. And if I need good shop RNG, the average drop value on Covetous Thief is pretty alright.
The rookery remembers.
There aren't really any huge misses from an economic standpoint, except for Kenai, the one that I do get. It's not a useless skill, but I'm certainly not happy to pick it up. Here, with only 6 gold, I go to Quicksilver and pick up an upgrade hammer. Upgrading the Silencer is probably what I had in mind at this point in time, but mostly I was holding it to upgrade something down the line. And we go to Andy. Experience is great, I often go for experience, but we need to find lighters and pop snappers, and at least we find pop snappers. That's a massive step up for the quality of the build. You find a Silencer upgrade as well, which sort of makes me not have to use the hammer. I could have used the hammer to dupe the Silencer looking back on this, but I really genuinely don't think that would have been worth it, because the Katana's not that good. It's being scaled up by other items. This lets me hold the hammer instead to potentially dupe a lighter or the pop snappers, and that's more valuable with a gold fire as my start. We take loot, and this is just because loot is good economy. The fact you got a feather is nice, but I'm probably not using these yet. I'd rather hold them for whatever my eventual permanent board will be. And the reason I keep having like a random chum on my board that's doing nothing, I know chum only affects aquatic items. It's just so that there's another target for slows and small item destruction. It does almost nothing, but it's worse to have the slot empty. Our opponent is also doing quite horribly. Their starting item was a restorative chum, which is just god awful. Doesn't really do anything, still at bronze. They're reloading a bronze shotgun, and frankly, bronze double barrel isn't even a very strong item to begin with. So this, between our actually pretty good burn off just the pop snappers, like it's not proliferating, it runs out, but it's still a lot of raw damage and the scaling of the katana, we're able to get a win on day 2. This is the sort of jank hybrid katana scaling plus burn build I had envisioned around the start of day 2. It's why I was tunneling away from those poison skills, and it did work out for me. So even though I feel like it might be a bit results oriented, it's not clearly wrong to me to have rolled off those poison skills. It's also just that starting skill Fiery makes Arbitrage feel a lot better. Gold Fiery can just win you so many fights so easily that you're much more likely to actually immediately get 2 gold income every day out of Arbitrage than you are with many other starts. Anyway, we go to middle, there are a couple hits here. We get Cannon on the first page, which is something I was kind of looking for. It's not incredible, but it's an improvement. And then on the second page, when we roll, we get Volcanic Fence. This is the main thing I was rolling for. Generally speaking, when people say Vanessa's kit doesn't clearly improve her, not her kit, her new card set, they're referring to like specifically Weapon Vanessa. Every other kind of Vanessa is tremendously more well-rounded and consistent, and it's much easier to jank together some sort of good board with it, and this is exactly what I'm referring to. Now with Gold Fire, we have the cannon, the pop snappers, the volcanic vents, and enough burn to meaningfully haste the volcanic vents of Zorkid. Unfortunately, our Zorkid is bronze tier. We still don't have the duped pop snappers or the lighter. So we're very happy to go to an Andy here. And I spend a while looking at the Mantis Shrimp. I genuinely think Mantis Shrimp is just an awful card. It really doesn't do anything. And I'm also quite broke, so while I'm looking at the Mantis Shrimp, I'm wondering, like, is Volcanic Vents my ride or die? Should I sell feathers? I decide not to. I'd rather roll without spending the feather than buy the Mantis Shrimp. I just think it's that bad. Even with a million slow, it can become a good source of damage, but it's never a good source of burn. Instead, we end up finding an ammo horn, or is it a powder flask, whatever its name is, and that at least gives us infinite pop snappers. It's tremendously worse than duping them, but it's still all right. And just because I have Fiery, I'm pretty sure I beat Scout Trooper with this, but because I have Fiery, the Cutlass is genuinely very good on my board. The bars of gold are a lot of extra gold. If I miss, I probably get damage or burn. The only miss is his skill. Because even though I'm a pure burn a pure burn build, plus 2% crit on burn items is literally nothing, and the skill is still a miss. I actually get the skill in a pure burn build, and I'm going to skip it to improve the quality of my Grandmasters down the line. Flame Dancer is that bad. I don't look back and think this is a mistake. I think that's just clearly the right call. Flame Dancer is atrocious. And here on day 3, we get another fight. It's Hellbilly. I was briefly scared when I saw this guy. He's a sometimes quite tough fight on day 4. Not Hydra Dude bad, but pretty bad. And then I realized, like, no, actually, I just deal an insane amount of burn, and I should just kill him pretty easily. Like, every 7 seconds, 21 burn off the Volcanic Vents is a lot. Then on top of that, we have 2 shots on the cannon, 3 shots on the pop snapper, and as you can see, he's at 80 burn pretty quickly. And that is more than enough to burn him down well under 20 seconds. And right now, we're massively ahead on XP. Getting the extra fight on day 3 is really, really good, and we were already set to level up before day 4 anyway, so ideally, this is one of those runs where you can just massively push your experience. And I take the upgrade here. Zorkid upgrading is full haste uptime. Not full haste uptime. Much, much better haste uptime on the Volcanic Vents. It is just going to run out the pop snappers eventually. But the pop snappers eventually running out of ammo is really not a big deal. We go to Quixel here. All of our items are small and medium. All the good burn items, literally everything but Lighthouse, can be sold at Quixel. We pick up the Life Preserver immediately here. I'm planning on upgrade hammering that. It's just so much value in the early game. And in addition, I am a burn build. I scale over time, so lasting longer, living longer is just that much more valuable to this build. And I'm willing to roll at Quixel, but it's 4 gold I don't have, and I'm coming to grips with the fact that I kind of just can't do anything. There's no way to sell this that's good. I can sell the textiles and roll, but if I do that, it's just like, cool, I'm now on the next page and have no money. What are we doing? Anyways, we eventually come to the decision to sell the upgrade hammer and leave. We get that silver tier life preserver, and we feel incredibly strong for day 3. This is an insane amount of burn with double life bar. Very, very few things are gonna be killing us here. Our opponent is a Trebuchet Vanessa, and that just doesn't work. It looks like they took income start. Trebuchet just doesn't do anything. I've seen much better Treb boards than this, been terrified by the synergy, and then killed them with like half health left. As you can see, they didn't even get us to half health, and we're a life preserver build that scales up over time. Treb just isn't very strong right now. You need so much synergy for it to be good. Coming into day 3, the build's in kind of an awkward spot, because it's very, very strong for the early mid game. I feel like I beat every PvE encounter short of an early Lich. But I don't really know how to take this into the late game, because we're not going to deal enough burn to win with this board. The Life Preserver has to go eventually. We come to middle, we see the Volcanic Vents upgrade, and we're sort of left wondering if it's even worth spending gold to upgrade it. I end up deciding to roll. It's just +1 burn to upgrade it. I'd rather the Volcanic Vents stop showing up in stores. Upgrading them is just really not a big deal, and it's most of my money to do so. I'd rather roll and look for more sources of burn. Whether that's just a cheaper upgrade on pop snappers or finding a lighter, or just finding a path down the line to transition into a late game build that'll actually win, and we get none of that. Here, Artisan Dunes are obviously good. I can spend 5 gold here to get +2 burn instead of 4 gold in the previous store to get +1 burn that also permanently dilutes the shops by making this continue to appear in later shops. So I can just spend incredibly large quantities of gold on very minor amounts of burn. Anyway, we get the Hellbilly fight again, and unsurprisingly, we're gonna crush him again. Same fight, there's basically no RNG on our boards, I think. In fact, yeah, that's the case. There is literally no RNG on either board, and we are just a little bit stronger than last time with that +2 burn.
Bazaar folks strutting around like
Getting him to 94 burn and killing him in what felt like 15, 16 seconds feels very strong as well. Beating Hellbilly that hard with Life Preserver on board is a great sign. Anyway, we get our silver skill, we insta-click Bloodhound. That is so strong when the thing gets charging as a 27 burn item, effectively with Volcanic Vents. And then we immediately click the plus burn to put another Cinder on the Volcanic Vents, just stacking it up higher and higher. And this is enough to win today very, very comfortably. But we're given a bunch of shop options here where it's like, yeah, Curio's generically a little bit of value. Yeah, Big Bite's generically a little bit of value. Haste On can be good. None of this feels like it gets us to a point where we win the run. I end up taking Big Bite to preserve my economy for tomorrow and try to find some way to take this to 10 wins. And we're up against another Vanessa. This one appears to be some sort of poison build. And it turns out it's actually a Weather Glass build with a very impressive burning seashell that's actually got me pretty scared at the start of this. Because if something's going to kill me and get through 2 life bars, it's gonna be like catfish, burning seashell, Weather Glass stuff. But frankly, even with his extra health from Leg Brace, the Weather Glass is too slow, low enough multicast, there's no haste targeting the catfish. And while it looks like a tie, my Life Preserver hasn't actually gone off. If you die with Life Preserver as you win, it just doesn't trigger. So I still had another 600 health left at the end of that. And despite how scary that looked, it ends up being not that close in the end. Moving on to day 5, we have Middle as our shop against chocolate bars. The thing is, Middle doesn't really sell things that I want other than specifically depth charge, so it's not a great shop, but I still end up going there anyway, and I get nothing for my efforts. There's the tiniest argument to picking up Silver Figurehead, but I'm too broke to float that when I don't have the room for it right now. I go to Kina again immediately afterwards. Basically every burn item I care about it can be here, because I really don't want Cannon staying on the board. I'd rather replace it with other burn items. I spend a moment here considering, do I want to float this Clamra? Decide I have the money for it, it's very good. And we hit Depth Charge, which is probably one of the better items you can see on a build like this. If you have 2 life bars and tremendous extra burn, you have the time for a Depth Charge to go out. Now the issue this encounters is that it only has 1 ammo, our burn feels somehow more finite. Eventually I end up deciding to drop the Ganjo and pick up the Depth Charge. That way I don't have to make any permanent decision. As the Life Preserver falls out, I can maybe just put my burn item I replace back in. And I don't end up running it for Gorgon. It's not that it wouldn't improve my board right now, it's that I don't have to think about it. I can just use this, it's good enough, and then maybe I'll find something that makes it clearer down the line, like a Gunpowder or a Cannonball, which would both make my situation much, much cleaner. And this build easily beats Gorgon Noble. Gorgon's just not that tough in general. They have very good rewards, both in terms of average gold value, the experience in the Vial of Blood, the highest experience in gold for the day guaranteed, great skills. There's really very few misses here. I would argue Nightshade is one of the bigger misses because it's just 4 gold, but still 4 gold's not a bad reward for a boss fight at this stage of the game. And here we end up making 2 gold silver loot. We have to immediately sell the Nightshade for it. We get Nautica, we're very happy to see that. Pretty much our whole board outside the cannon, the silencer, the pop snap. Okay, so like not our whole board, but a lot of our board is aquatic. Nautica feels pretty good. And we are in a situation where it's kind of hard to figure out exactly what we're supposed to do with our last board slots because we won't aquatic items for depth charge we don't have, which is ultimately part of the reason we go to Nautica. We get gold seaweed first page. Seaweed's probably the strongest healing item in the game. It's incredibly good, might be overtuned, and that's fantastic. It makes transitioning to a more aquatic focused build much easier, and we can't really afford to reload the pop snappers anymore with the depth charge on board. So those are looking like they're on their way out, as are all weapons, the cannon, etc. Here we get the Pearl. It's another multicast on the depth charge, but it would be at the cost of the pop snappers. It's a tough call really, but I think it's better, primarily because it's the extra multicast. It gives us a huge edge in burn matchups, and I start lowering the cooldown on depth charge, because realistically, if I'm winning, it's going to be because of depth charge. That needs to go off as fast as possible. 12-second cooldown is enormous, and I don't have all that much stall. It's really just the Life Preserver. We also end up picking up the fishing rod during that fight, and I end up deciding the Pearl is better than reloading. At this stage of the game, at day 5, with Fiery, the Volcanic Vents at 10 burn, the pop snappers, I don't need a second ammo to win the fight. I just need to not die. Anyway, getting back to our store choice, I'm completely poor. I end up going for a random skill, and I'm very happy to see Final Dose. +3 poison's not anything to sneeze at. Getting into our fight for the day, it's yet another Vanessa. Unsurprising, really. There's just so many. And it's a fun character, I don't blame him. I mean, obviously, like glass houses and all that, I'm another Vanessa. And this guy's playing a similar sort of build, just aquatic spam, only on their end, it's with like the goal to be enabling shiny catfish. However, they have no targeted haste. They don't have water wheel, they don't have captain's wheel. Their haste is just randomly distributed across their whole board by the dive weights. and that ends up meaning that the catfish never scales that much. So while they do have good shield and that heavily mitigates our burn, they don't have fast shield, they don't have a pearl. Their seaweed cannot carry them through it, and they don't even get us to half health by the end of this. It's just, while shiny catfish is very strong and dive weights is good on aquatic boards, their board isn't really a cohesive hold. It's able to stop burn effectively with a pearl or just scale anything up enough to ultimately matter. Going into our day 6, we get an Ayla immediately, which always sucks. It's against chocolate bars, which we don't want. So we just take a non-weapon here. It could be an upgrade. It is economy. The other two really don't affect us. And apparently we fished up a catfish since this is an upgrade. Now, unfortunately, there's not much use for us to run a catfish. We have no source of haste whatsoever. Here, it's kind of tough. It's Andy, which can sell cannonballs, Zorkid upgrade, seaweed upgrade. Like, all the small items on our board are genuinely big upgrades against guaranteed 2 burn on the volcanic vents. It's a tough call. But I end up going to Andy because having the extra ammo down the line can be tremendous. I do really want a cannonball. I wouldn't mind finding a lighter to replace the pop snappers. And ultimately, I just throw away 2 gold and miss out on the 2 burn, and I'm not convinced it was the right decision. Anyway, we click on Forgy here, and we immediately go for the Zorkid. 1 cooldown is going to be less valuable than 1 haste repetitively. I spent a little bit of time here trying to decide if I beat Lich, realize I'm losing my mind, and go fight Foreman instead. The idea that this build beats Lich is comical. It's like a teeny tiny chance that I get very good freeze targets at 11-ish seconds. I have the depth charge go off. He's already taken a lot of burn from volcanic vents, and then he dies to the burn instead of me dying to poison. I don't think that actually happens. The seaweed's gonna be nowhere near enough to keep me alive to the poison. I stand no chance against Lich, and Foreman's not worth talking about. This guy's a pushover. We're happy to get 12 gold though. That's the biggest hit you can get on this guy. And hey, here's the Grandmaster that I specifically didn't take Flame Dancer for, and it's up against Bloodhound and Fiery. I have the gold to do either, but frankly, it's hard to say which one is better. Fiery might be better right now just because I have so few items that actually kill my opponent by charging another second, but Bloodhound is also much, much cheaper. Eventually though, after staring at it for a long time, I decide to go for the Diamond Fiery. It is better right now. I'm on a very good win rate. I want to make sure I win. I don't need gold at shops. Like, I had the reload already. I don't need to find a cannonball or a lighter. So I decide to go with the maximum amount of power right now, because charging 1 second, when I only have 2 items that kill my opponent at 7 and a 12-second cooldown, Bloodhound just feels like it's so much worse. Anyway, our Vanessa opponent for the day, because of course it's a Vanessa opponent for the day, is running a Proboscis weapon spam build with like half aquatic. They feel very between builds right now. I'm not quite sure what's going on their end. What I am sure of though is as soon as that depth charge goes off with the second volcanic vents, they're not gonna last much longer. And yet again, we end up not even triggering our cheat death. This is like the 3rd or 4th day running where I felt strong in part because of the life preserver and I just haven't needed it. Which is at least in part because gold seaweed is doing so much work in the background. Anyways, coming into day 7, we have Paul, but we have no room for large items. We have Docs, but we have no star chart, and we have Medkit, but Seaweed's like the least medkitable heal item in the game because all of its heal is from scaling, not base value. And honestly, they all just kind of suck here. We eventually end up going to the Docs. It's just the most gold option. We go for the shield, or sorry, the tool item because shield and weapon have no value for us. Fishing nets are good. They're one of the higher economy hits. We'll probably sell them without getting too many per honest, but still better than most hits. And here we immediately click JJ. There's a lot of items we want. We want to switch out this life preserver. We get a cannonball, and we're actually thrilled about that. 1, you're never using the primordial depth charge more than 3 times. Silver cannonball is just enough ammo, and then that means we get more burn out of the pop snappers too, because those get 2 more ammo as well. It's just a massive upgrade, but it's still not like everything we need. We need this life preserver out. We need to find a better last item. And we get an 8 gold star chart on day 7. I'm a big fan of buying star chart for Docs, but I'd prefer to buy it at bronze, and I'd prefer to buy it like well before day 7. The Docs stop showing up, I think, at day 9, so it's a bit too late. With these skills, we don't slow, we have very little poison, so we probably click gold skills. I'll be very disappointed in my past self if I click poison. Yeah, I'm actually just wrong on this. My past self is on point. Chemical Fire is a poison skill, which is actually more burn. Additionally, it's very hard to hit 6 misses that don't just increase my damage, and I am very much a damage build. I want all the poison as well, even though burn is better. And we absolutely crush Radiant Corsair here. Even if it crits the anchor, there's no way we die twice before burn and poison kills this guy. We also just have a lot of extra time because of the freezes on the depth charge. Theoretically, this might have been losable. I don't think I considered how the fight would go. if it hit specifically volcanic vents and really hampered my burn output, but it ended up hitting seaweed, I think. So ultimately, this fight was a walkover, and it was results-oriented wise clearly right. I think I win almost 100% of the time, maybe not 100, but getting Fiery Rebirth sends this build to the moon. We no longer need the Life Preserver. We just have a skill that does a much better version of the same effect. And we immediately go Nufu here because poison items aren't really relevant. Nufu's offering us 10 gold for a Bloodhound upgrade, and we just take that. We're not that rich. And unfortunately, we're going to be keeping the Life Preserver for a day because Bazaar Con's just too much guaranteed experience, man. Here, we're taking gold and loot as always because it's just the most economy. If we can get something that helps, it's great. And honestly, Eagle Talisman is great. I'm happy to hit that. Although I wonder if maybe it should have been a volcanic fence because it goes off more, but that's a minor difference at best. Anyways, for our fight today, it is yet another Vanessa. This Vanessa appears to be some sort of poison build by the skills, and then when they flip over, we see that, not really, right? This is probably a new player that doesn't quite get the whole poison Vanessa thing. They have double seaweed, double pearl on either sides of water wheel, so the water wheel is very fast, but jellyfish is the only aquatic ally that doesn't need haste, and the full extent of their damage is just the jellyfish. So it's not really a poison build so much as like the shell for another build to utilize, and they get crushed consequently. They deal about 300 damage to us before we kill them, and we had so much damage scaling left to do. And right now, you might be wondering, why haven't you started doing live commentary? The run's going really well, but I do live commentary on, either I start doing live commentary because I want to do live commentary, or on runs that are so interesting I think it's worth switching over. Right now, this run is just insanely strong, right? I have Fiery Rebirth, Diamond Fiery, really good setup for a lot of damage, but the build's not that interesting presently. It's just good. And then we get Mac. Icy Nightshade. It initially draws my attention. You see an icy item, you look at it. Then I see earrings. I'm like, aren't earrings bugged? I swear to God I've heard about this, and they're not just the current fight, they're permanent health. I kind of want to test that and see if it's true. I don't want to start saying that in my videos and be wrong about it. And then I remember, oh right, Pendulum got reworked. I'm looking at the wrong item. And then I look at Pendulum and I realize if I put this where the Zorkit is, between my two Mutlicast items, the volcanic vents will charge the explosives will charge the volcanic vents. I'm currently trying to replace a 2-slot item because the Life Preserver does nothing of importance. Actually, no, scratch that. It does literally nothing when you have burn skill. I assume they both trigger at the same time and it doesn't even matter. So eventually I'm like, okay, I've got the gold for both, just barely. I want to test earrings. If they're broken, I want to use them for a run and then never buy them again. And then I want to use the Pendulum. It seems absolutely insane. Unfortunately, Zorkit does get a lot worse here. It's not really speeding up the trigger of the build because the Zorkit is hasting at the same time volcanic vents are going off. They have so few other burns. The seaweed is not really as beneficial to haste as the depth charge, although it's still good. But on the whole, it's a very, very strong spot for the build to be in. I spent a little while longer at the shop, fidgeting around, trying to figure out exactly how my board should be arranged and how I use earrings in PvE. We do pick up the earrings, of course. I do end up deciding I'm never using pop slappers anymore. I toss them, I roll. I probably should have just checked Bazaar.gg. I don't think there's any Mac item I really cared about here. I guess Energy Potion would have been crazy. I think I was rolling specifically for that, but I'm not sure it was worth 6 gold with so little in my inventory. It might have just been a mistake. Anyways, I eventually settle on this board. I decide to head out. And right now the build's looking interesting. I'm not quite ready to start doing live commentary. I'm not sure if it's as strong as I want it to be. But Pendulum granting eventually 100% crit to both items on either side and having the volcanic vents charge the depth charge by 1 second every time it goes off, and vice versa. This feels like it's just a crazy feedback loop. It feels like, sure, I hit 100% crit. That's not the important part. But once I start going off, I explosively go off until I've used the entire depth charge. I think that's how it's going to work. And even if it doesn't work like that right now, I'm level 9. At level 13, I get my guaranteed upgrade to Diamond, and that gets me Diamond Pendulum, which will make this so much higher crit chance so much faster, as well as actually just full charging both until I run out of ammo. And you can see as soon as the fight ends, I alt-tab. I'm like, nope, that's broken. It's time to start doing live commentary. But then we hit Neophiliac 2. And it's just absolutely insane from here to the end of the run, man. This run is going to go straight to the moon. And I say this on a run that was already doing so well, I didn't know there was much higher left to climb. Right, so I guess I'm doing post-commentary for this one. Up until now, it's been like a kinda good, kinda interesting run, barring a kind of atrocious day one. But I was looking up whether or not Pendulum actually went up to charge 2 seconds at Diamond like I thought it was, because if it does, this is cooking, even though it's only a 4 multicast depth charge. And then we got Neophiliac, after already getting Gold Bloodhound, Diamond Fiery, Chemical Fire, Fiery Rebirth, just everything. So like, yeah, sure, we have some weak skills in here like Arbitrage and 4% crit chance, but with Diamond Pendulum down the line and a Neophiliac joining the pile of insane skills we've got, I mean, I just take Sanguine Valley, don't I? I think it tracks, no, it doesn't even track poison, it's glitched on depth charts, it's like a flat 15 or something. I just put Sanguine Valley on Volcanic Vents and it starts hitting like a truck. The Pendulum enchants are atrocious, and there's nothing in my stash being held for enchanting. I really can't come up with a single reason that it wouldn't just be damage. I'm a burn, bursty sort of build that just like, I can probably kill them twice before they kill me once. So yeah, okay, let's just, they look very good in Obsidian, by the way. Let's just enchant it with Obsidian, it seems good enough. We go for items.
Profit 10.
Crow's Nest works now. But it's not good. Like, we use Pendulum, we have enough life. There's no reason to go Crow's Nest here. Speaking of reasons, we don't want to use that during our PvP. Actually, I feel so strong, maybe we just use it out of pure disrespect. We roll the shop either way, I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about Diamond Flagship, not that I can afford it, but, you know, it's not sour grapes, I promise.
Maybe I should lower my prices.
We can go Curio, and at Curio, we can pick up a Truffle for our next enchant, some minor cooldown reduction. Honestly, I'm so broke that I'm kind of happy to just take a small tool. Hey, it's the lighter I was looking for all day, day one, and like the next 5 days and never found. Honestly, I've been wondering what to go on my last slot here. It's probably just an aquatic item. Increase my matchup versus burn, get another multicast here. Need to make some room, probably just the Piranha. Don't have the net anymore, so that's enough. I think this is right. Good against burn, generally fast for the seaweed, counts as aquatic for primordial depth charge. Pretty sure we're fucking insane. Like, if we are not monstrously strong, what is, right? What is strong if this isn't? Use Pylon, Figurehead, Beach Ball, Jellyfish, Pufferfish. Pylon with no slow? Are you that desperate for a slow item? Anyway, he's fucking dead. That is not gonna be that much. Oh, it is a fairly limited selection of Beach Ball targets though, which might be the point to guarantee it's tasting the, I don't know, it's not very good. Anyway, holy fuck. Apparently that happened. Can I get a replay on that real quick? I'll check the recap first to get the numbers. Stuff certainly started happening there. So I hit for 1,540 with this. The Pylon should be, it's hard to predict what's going how fast. Literally every item on this board is hasted, slowed, or charged, and I can't even hazard a guess what the length of the fight is. I'll have to count it down. We got 9 uses of this for 1540 damage and 154 burn. We got 5 uses here for 98 burn, 63 poison. And I'd like to watch that replay. It felt like things were pretty chill for a while. And then as soon as this went off, he just exploded. Was that right? Or was there like a slight gap before it really killed him? Yeah, it goes off the first time, not that bad. And then it goes off the second time, twice consecutively in sync with the depth charge, and it just kills them. And that looks like it took about maybe 10 seconds. That was very good. I should be able to more or less figure out how long it takes. At 11.4 minus 3 is when it triggered this, and it was still going off when the fight ended. It looked like it was the last one, so plus 1 second, only minus 2. Just under 10 seconds, 9.4 seconds sounds like how long that fight was. That was pretty good. I was happy with that. Seems like Neophiliac was doing gross things. Seemed like the Pendulum was doing gross things. So was Bloodhound. Everyone was participating. Need to get to 13 to get this to charge 2 seconds though. We go to the moon if that. Weather Glass, you're pretty good, but like I've already got the Obsidian enchant here. There's no room for the Yeti Crab, unfortunately, because I want to be hasting this. Nope, passing on all that. Those are good cards, but not for this build.
I feel like you're not.
I should probably bother to check what I fished up. Oh, it's more chum. Put this back in for the fights. And maybe this time I'll actually remember to check my starting and ending health values. I'll go JJ. I feel very confident we win the fight today. I don't need to take temp boost. Yeah, that's just not really useful for me. I have 2 health bars, so I guaranteed kill Death Knight Reaper. And I'm gonna leave the earrings in out of pure fucking hubris. And I had 26, 27 health at the start. Keep that number in mind. So, am I right? Do I just kill him anyway? Good RNG on that. Should freeze the scythe, and we probably just kill him before it does any... Yeah? Wait, no, it goes off. It didn't crit, not that it really mattered. Then he dies. It was like 26, 24 or something. I'm fairly confident it was 26 something, and we've gained over 100 health from the earrings. And it's just permanent, so it is bugged. And I will be abusing that this run. Probably should have kept one of the jumps, but oh well. Burn skills can give me left burn or right burn for massive damage. I just flip my board so that it's on the obsidian either way. Vanessa's probably not gonna be sending me the moon. I've rolled there so many times only to be punished. That's probably one of the best possible hits. Yeah, just flat 9 burn here is insane. I guess I'm happy to go Andy here. The haste up time still matters. Seaweed still matters. Cannonball could matter. Sorry, we're a bit past this. I don't think these ever go in either. I've got the money. I'll just upgrade the camera. I intend to float that till the end of the run. It could somehow matter, but it's unlikely. And if I had kept the chum, I'd be up gold right now, but instead I'm an idiot. I think I'm happy to just aerodrome and roll it a few times. Nah, not chocolate bars. Not weapons. Barcoon for bonus gold when I liquidate these items and to stop hemorrhaging money sounds fine.
I mean, welcome to my business.
Pulse all of that.
Here.
Catfish is never happening either. But we'll keep this though. Happy to upgrade the fishing rod. It's an economy item if nothing else. Rolling seems stupid though. I mean, a depth charge upgrade is good. It's possible it's worth 4 gold. Maybe it's not worth 4 gold, but it's definitely worth something. Anyway, 2-win Vanessa against this madness. Gold Bloodhound, Gold Neophiliac, Diamond Fiery, Fiery Rebirth. Like, what do you do? Got a Pendulum too. I'll be level 13 tomorrow, meaning this will go to Diamond and we'll go straight to the moon. That's a very scary cove, I will admit. That's a big fucking cove and a lot of burn. If I weren't charge-based with Fiery Rebirth, I'd be terrified right now. However, I am charge-based with... I might still lose. It's so much damage. Even with the 252 shield, heavy cove, just absolutely wrecking me and really enabling Fiery Lighthouse. And it's not like it's base Fiery Lighthouse. It's got diamond for 20 base burn, I think. I thought it was 20 base burn on diamonds. But I must be wrong about that because this is plus 11 burn. No, Lighthouse has crazy base burn values. That's the thing it does, right? It has 20 base burn at diamonds. So, it's on the katana? Oh my fucking... Alright, look, if this fiery katana were a different item, he might have killed me. Because he could have had it going off so much more frequently on the lighthouse and getting doubled. That is... Well, this part doesn't matter, but that is questionable. Whew, glad I won though, that was close. Scariest run-in I've had with Lighthouse on the ladder in like multiple weeks. I'll go to Quixel. It's not a great shop. I don't even think it's worth rolling. She has some medium items. It's worth rolling. It's not very worth, but still. Swashbuckle with scaling crit chance and an obsidian weapon. I don't have the room, man. I need my aquatic items for the primordial depth charge. Like, it's hype. I would love to do it, but I fucking can't. Of course, this is the run. I spent so many runs begging for Swashbuckle. With this run, you give it to me. Oh, that's an item slot. I don't need this anymore. Hell yeah. An item slot is a multicast. So I take this out, move everything over. I'm happy to just like run Clamra, get some Starter Fight slows on, which will be my swap here. Add the ammo back, and yeah, we're fucking golden. The build's just way better now. Medium items can upgrade specifically depth charge, nothing else. But at the same time, I have a lot of money. I don't need a temp boost. I'm winning today anyway. That is the kind of confidence I rarely have on day 10.
Real friendly.
But I mean, Fiery Rebirth, Crystal Pendulum, Bloodhound will be fine. Like, usually it's day 10, it's Arcing like, maybe if I go to Arcing I can die if your build's not, like, completely cracked. I'm walking in with earrings, and I have no doubts whatsoever about it. Actually, let me optimize a little bit. The earrings get charged by the Clamra, so it's better to have the Pearl come out. This gets me the experience I need, by the way. I had to take a, at least 3 experience fight today. If I'd gotten, like, Void Golem, it would have been really bad. I wouldn't be getting my Diamond Pendulum. But calling it Crystal this run. What's wrong with it? I guess ideally I get Unwavering, allowing me to switch the Pearl for something else. Yeah, it's kind of a lot of damage, huh? They're at 100% crit chance by the time things are dying. Oh, I love this. Hey, it's Arcan's Ring. I can get my Diamond Victory back. Cool. It's technically wrong to sell it right now, so I'm not going to, but it doesn't matter. Going Nautica here to try to upgrade the Clamra. I think that's the biggest thing I can do. Nothing. And nothing. But this level up ain't nothing. This level up is tremendous. So they just barely got to 100% because it's 10% per use right now. Charge 1, gain 10% crit chance. Now it's charge 2, gain 20% crit chance. Anyway, I'm just going to put poison on the bomb because, like, why not? What's the reason to not do this? We're going to take the earrings off, put the pearl in. I'm going to just sell this now. There's literally no reason not to. You can actually go over max prestige. And, oh, it's 6 times, not 5 times. Yeah, that's infinite. I'm going to, 7 seconds into this fight, trigger 18 uses of Toxic Depth Charge, a similar number of uses on Obsidian Volcanic Vents, with 100% crit chance after the first 6. So, he's dead. You'd better fucking kill me first. This is so incredibly gross. Is that a Crook build? Is that full crit? I've got Fiery Rebirth, it doesn't matter. What am I talking about? He's just dead. Like, I do take 7 seconds to start, but I have Fiery Rebirth. It doesn't matter, because then I don't stop. It just happens until he dies. He's at 500 poison, 1,000 burn, and also just straight dead to damage. Can I get a recap on how much of that was crits from the Volcanic Vents damage? 6.4 thousand of it. We weren't done yet. We had 4 more cast here. I think this is getting overcharged as well, so it might be more than like 6 here that are left. That is insane. Oh, it's such a good run for Crystal Pendulum. I guess I take health and regen, man. I mean, the shield's better. The pearl goes off a lot. I also have good defenses, right? If I'm instantly chain triggering both of these, that's good scaling on seaweed and pearl, right? It's not nothing. What do I do at burn items? Why do I care? It sells me burning seaweed because it's that kind of run. Let's go. Oh, hey there, Primordial. How's it going? I could summon you pretty fast. I don't care. I don't need you. Fiery Darkwater Angler. Well, I actually kind of do everything but slow, so you're not helpful either. I will say, though, really cool looking. Like, that looks so good. I don't care, though. I will be on my way.
Until you return.
We beat Volcus Enforcer. I have no reason to care about the others, so fine.
Target acquired.
What's retool?
Engaging.
It's when you use a tool. I don't have any tools. But there was an argument to going to the other guy for retool, changing my board, figuring it out. The freezes are deeply annoying, but I really cannot imagine I died twice before I get this guy. Well, that's just rude. Let me do my stuff. All right, there, now he gets to die. It took a while before I was allowed to play the game, but he didn't even make me cheat that. Slightly better than a life preserver, huh? Weapon skills can be good, I have none yet, but I mean, you just go Adira, diamond skills, get something stupid. That's stupid in the wrong way, I meant powerful. The first 8 times use a weapon, charge a poison item. Well, this is a weapon. It doesn't have that much ammo. It is a lot of crits though. So like theoretically, Venomous Blade could be better if I got gunpowder. I'm just gonna take improvised weaponry though. Oh, god damn it. Okay, I don't have to be sad about it. This is actually probably just an easy insect wing. The only cooldown that matters is the one that dictates how long it takes me to start up, which is this cooldown. Down to 6 seconds from 7. That's pretty good. Put this in so I can't forget about it. Don't really care about any of these. Health and damage gumball. It just takes a lot of time. We're gonna win. So who cares? Let's just get this immersible and be on our way. Oh, Jesus. You're at 5 wins? You died? Why would you die? Why would you do such a thing?
It makes this more
Oh, what a terrible misplay from La Baguette. He's got Deadly Crow's Nest, Golden Lockbox, Silencer, Big Fiery Cutlass. I don't see Alacrity. Oh, it's Relax Bro, it's Raynad skill. But yeah, he's just dead. It's a little bit gross. He just fucking explodes. We're nowhere near done. We haven't even gotten to the last ammo. It's so much burst and I have a second life behind it. So this went off 11 times, dealt 5,000 damage, 400 burn. Also got 8 freezes, 200 burn, and 250 poison here. Sorry if you fight this ghost. That didn't look very fair. Because I will remind you that while he's being murdered, it's hard to see between all the Kamehamehas happening, but this fiery pendulum is froze until the end of time as well. His only item is at a 6-second freeze when the fight ends. I also have decent healing with seaweed, a second life. Just that kept going and scaling for probably, I don't know, another 3 or 4 seconds of just constant old internal cooldown triggering both of these. I don't have a lot of analysis to offer this time. It's just like, hey, yo, Pendulum's kind of fucked up when it's between 2 incredibly good multicast items, isn't it? Oh, it's beautiful. Also, these skills are insane. Like, yeah, Arbitrage and Keen Eye suck. The run started off rough. We have Final Dose at bronze, Chemical Fire at silver, Final Flame at gold, Neophiliac at gold, Bloodhound at gold, Diamond Crit Scale, Diamond Fiery, and Fiery Rebirth. This run's absolutely insane. My raw recording is 50 minutes. It's not actually a Diamond Victory. This is a scam. I didn't earn this. I got rolled on day 1 with a Katana build on a gold Fiery start. But except for that, like Diamond Victory in my heart and according to the game's code, this is just Crystal Pendulum. That max store was incredible. Like, I think the run was slated to probably go 10 wins and not make it to a video. Because, like, honestly, before then, Fiery Rebirth, like, oh, who cares? Like, you just have a decent burn build that lasts forever because, like, you just live long enough to burn them down, right? It wasn't that interesting. Neophiliac and the Pendulum, though, were just stupid. This run got absolutely wild. This Orchid's actually kind of not useful anymore. I didn't even realize that. It haste after my combo goes off, so who cares? I guess like if they freeze the volcanic vents, it could be important, but also I guess Bloodhound's not good either, because like they go off triggered by each other, so being triggered by my opponent, like they're already going on internal cooldown, it doesn't matter. What a wild, wild build. Like maybe between 2 copies of Beast of Burden, there are few things more powerful to put this between than Obsidian Volcanic Vents and a Primordial Depth Charge. Toxic's probably not the best enchant, but like, wow. What a monstrously powerful interaction. What an insane set of skills to go with it. Fantastic build. Fastest one I've had in a while. And even if it shouldn't be a Diamond Victory, I'm glad it is one. I hope you enjoyed watching it come together. Anyways, that'll be all for now. Thank you for your time. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the YouTube algorithm dance. It really does help the channel out. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh, and that finally got us up to Diamond. We're slowly but surely getting back to Challenger, or Legend, or Mythic, whatever it's called.